create this place which we call Eco-Spirit. It's a place where I combine my passion, love. I create my dreams, because I think, and especially now after living for more than 7 years here, I confirm that the key of happiness, I'd say, because everyone is searching for it, is just to be the way you are and do and be surrounded the things you are and you want, and welcome what you want, not push. So Eco-Spirit is a place that basically I create from the beginning for myself, and I really wanted to try to understand more and more what is life about and what things means for me. So to get that point, I decided really to quit everything, talking about anything from civilization. So I went extreme. You don't have to. But I really wanted, because I was always a curious child and I always wanted to know more about the world. What is it? I always thought it's something wrong, that everyone do the same. And of course I was very individual personality, just living with the horses since, child. And animals are my best friends and best teachers. So I went to it. I get strong enough or strength enough to change and find this piece of paradise. In the beginning, of course, was a jungle and no one saw this as a paradise. But for me, it was the nature, which I'm really in love since ever, and I never stop loving that. That's the love which never goes, never will disappear. So I respect a lot animals and nature, basically. And I end up here with the decision that I will try to live as simple as possible, to see what I really need, who I am, basically after my old travelings and already knowledge I had from traveling and reading and observing, because I love observing everything and everyone. And so I end up here in the jungle. This place was full of bush, which we see everywhere around. So it was 3 years of just cutting bush and discovering some old places from old houses which was here before. There's many beautiful stories, many beautiful experiences, but of course I would go for nature, which that was my first big meeting with the power of nature, with the love of nature, with anything is combined with this world, which is the elements of nature and the way I was living, which is no electricity for a long time. It's not a month, not two, it was 1.5 years or more, and living in a simple tent. Then of course we create with my dad the domes. It was my first domes, and trying to use basically nothing, no toys, no gadgets, no phones, no nothing, no music, no tools, no money. So I also create and I prove, and in somehow became big inspiration for people who pass by here, that you can do everything, because that's I always would tell you, you can do anything you want, because I did, and there's nothing about money. It's about clever use of where we are, where we live, because I would never say that I'm out of system, because I use my car. But I think I do 1,000 different things to help nature, and organizing different workshops and things here around. That's different subject. But so the simple life I reach very quick, and nature and the power show me very quick how to adapt, and that we can move the mountain, we call, and we can pass the borders of our fears, and actually we don't have to fight with our fears and spending years of meditation or yoga like this time. People just trying to get somewhere, not criticizing, but I think the fears are something good, and if we just live with them and accept them and use them and make us stronger, that's the key for in the end you stop thinking that, oh, I was scared of that, oh, I can't do it. You can do everything, and that's Eco-Spirit. And in the end, of course, became the place when people start visiting me, because it was something unusual, that someone lived the way I did in the beginning, and I became more like a person to to be like, okay, she's crazy or she's right. And at that time, people really didn't care much yet about what we're talking now after COVID, which opened a lot of people's minds and eyes, that really nature is the key also to feel good. And so the biggest part of my life basically is just caring about nature and doing different activities, workshops and talks about it, and caring really truly, and doing things I'm teaching. So for many years I grow the campaign Clean Up the World with my friends in Gibraltar, and that's when the journey started here in south of Spain, because I can't talk about all my life. So that was a big thing, and of course that gives me, before even EcoSpirit, a big experience about what's going on in the zone and what is necessary, and how people really are blind and destroying the nature day by day without thinking. And I decided, because I really learned to stop criticizing the others, so I decided I can, because people are they just don't know that they do this, the rush we have these days, and the civilization our generations have, the massive attack of information doesn't have a space even for yourself, and what about to think about the others, really. We always have interest. And so I decided, instead of criticizing everyone, I will try to give as much a hand to understand and see these little points little by little. So teaching, loving nature and caring about, so big cleanups the world for 600 people and stuff, cleaning sea, divers, mountains, and so we do big campaign every year which called Clean Up the World. And that brings a lot of things into it, because it goes after exhibition. I'm an artist, so for me to do big scale sculptures and stuff from rubbish, it was very unique in this zone 10 years ago, and that's really wake up people. And I was called like, that one from rubbish. But then I really bring life into first Gibraltar, then here in the village in Tarifa. So yeah, I work with the politics, and I always think that everything with love you do, you can change, and every single little bit you give and make a change. So if everyone will start thinking about, as much as possible, as much we know, to protect our nature, which we are the nature, so in the end we're protecting ourselves, then life and world would be different shortly. So then basically happened that after so many years teaching and doing different workshops and going to schools and doing a lot of stuff, I still, and I know that all life we're learning, and for me mirror is always my mirror. And I look at it one day and I thought, like, I was very popular already and very public person, and I thought like, oh, I'm doing this what I'm teaching? That was my question that day. And from that day I quit everything and I decided to create this place. And beside that, I know and deeply go into it to understand what I'm really teaching. And now it's a magic, because after all this experience I don't need to talk much about it. People come here, they have set up, everything is this place grows very organic. So I do different kind of workshops for families, children, adults. I do camps, different retreats. You are welcome to stay in the domes, and more we're preparing for that, for everyone to have the experience to live the way I do. And in the end, EcoSpirit is just the experience of my motto, I would say. No, my kind of biggest thing I would say is learn how to live less, and that makes you happiness. So animals are my best friends, teachers. I always would say that, because they show me to be yourself, and all of them have their own personality, as we have. So we are very unique as they are. They have, as we have, but own personalities, but they don't have a walls. They don't pretend. And that's why I choose company, basically, first of all in my life, animals, Then I choose children because it's the same. There's no filters. And I'm a child and I'm never gonna grow. I mean, the soul, no? It's something that I know that we forgot about it and we don't have to pretend anything. So each of them have amazing personality, and all my animals are rescued. They came from different places, definitely from the bad places, with bad conditions, health conditions, and I really care about this for many years to try to find the places for the others, and especially the ones who stays with me. It's my love, and for a reason, because we follow in love for a reason. And Zena, it was my first dog, and she just looked like very slowly Labrador, but she's super powerful and super strong. And she controls everything. Probably sometimes I look at my animals because each of them have one kind of part of me to face it, no? Especially the ones we don't like. So she's very controlling one. I used to be too. So still, you know, this is so funny connections, but as I said, the connection I have them because I love animals and I would never be able to live without them and them company. And Zena is a leader here, kind of. She really cares about the place. She's super powerful. She never play with the other dogs. She thinks she's a person. That's why she always sits with us next to the table, not because of the food, just because of the company. So she don't like company of other dogs, and that's why came Luna, because I was really pity about her. That my goodness, this dog doesn't play. Something wrong. I have to help, you know, in this case, that the life is also the company of the same species, no? And Luna was one of the many of dogs, cats or donkeys or horses pictures which arrived to my phone and trying to ask for help to find a house. But I fell in love with Luna, and she was a really beautiful puppy, and the face of the puppy she still have, and these beautiful eyes, like you will always forgive anything she do. She was really difficult. She had very difficult character. But of course I love her, and she came from a place where they grow and mix the dogs for fights, so it's really bad. And that's why probably she has some genes. We have no idea that she's a killer. So she really protects the land. Her work is here amazing. Nothing can get out alive from here, beside our tribu, no? Our pack. But when she loves to jump out fence and go to the village, that's the troublemaker. Then we have kind of problems with her because she always search for chickens of our neighbors or little pigs or goats, and that's not nice. But Luna is very playful and have a personality. Definitely super stubborn, and was part of my patient also lesson to forgive her, and constantly teaching her to behave. And now of course they behave, but still, as you saw the other day, it's like, okay, I'm fine, and then doing what she wants. And the horses are the biggest part of my life. I started when I was 5, and I never stopped. I always was into it, and this is I dedicate my life to them. My work, basically, talking shortly, is training them in a very peaceful way. It's people would think it's a horsemanship. I don't know if you know what it is, but I'm glad that people and more the last 15 years discover that way, that you making friendship, not a leadership. Bueno, mostly of the time ending up anyway in a leader, because in the nature the leader is this is the structure, no? But I train horses from nothing. I train horses difficult. Train people with the horses, which means all owners and the horse, that they enjoy life together instead of being scared of being together, and accidents and stuff like that, because horse is a big animal, and if he's not happy, he just will not accept many things. Or you just use the strength and put all the stuff in, and you know, do this. So I completely ride free, without anything, without rope on the neck, and that's it. And I teach the way the same, the children and whoever wants to learn riding that way, that you in the beginning use your weight and then you have connection with energy, because horses are healers, as we know, as dolphins. So from that point, I also do therapies with the disability children and people who need some help. That's my big secret about horses. And they are very special, and the same data, it's amazing for therapies, especially for people who have emotional depressions and stuff. But Johnny and Caruso, especially Johnny, one of the ponies, it's amazing for children. And I work mostly because of people who comes now, who are interested. Basically, the biggest experience I have is autism, and makes magic, makes connection with the parents. So that's really changed a lot them life. And as much I can, I can help in that way. And all of them came from also different places and different sicknesses and stuff. Now they are old and they are retired, but still we do some stuff, but not like before. And they are very, very special animals.
And you're always looking for volunteers? Is that right?
Not always. Yes,
Sometimes.
when we need. Basically, we need volunteers mostly all the time. Like now, springtime, summertime, and end of summer. And the winters we like to spend together with Giuseppe, and we can manage, especially now when we have no events. But who knows? But I always say that, and there's always someone who stays for 1 year, 1.5 year even. So I have very long-term volunteers living with us. I like couple, but I have Richard, my amazing guy, who was with us more than 1 year. And he was, when someone adapt to us, is like invisible as we are, can stay forever.